So hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while. I haven't posted much, but that's because I'm back in school. So it's like I'm back in school and I'm back to work. Because if you didn't know, probably don't know, I was injured at work and I had surgery, so I was out of work in school. So basically I started back work, and then a week later my semester started. So if you can imagine what's going on, it's just crazy. Like trying to get back into just the flow of things has been really hard. So basically in today's video I'm gonna talk about like being a criminal justice student, because I've seen a couple of videos about it, and like every time I speak to somebody about it, like the conversation goes on for like an hour. So I'm like, okay, so people are interested in this, especially younger people, so why not just like explain to them how, you know, everything goes. Disclaimer, I'm in New York. We have CUNY, so it may not be the same for like somebody in like Missouri or somebody down south in like Georgia or something. Completely different. Anybody that went to college in New York knows it's not the same. Like you don't just go to a 4-year school up here all willy-nilly and all that. No, that's not what happens. So if you're just an average student like I was in high school, matter of fact lower average, I was messing around in high school. Like I wasn't thinking far ahead. I knew I would go to college, but I didn't think about the process. So basically, when you go to school in New York, you apply for colleges. They have a class pretty much to teach you how to apply for colleges. I knew I wasn't going away. I knew I was staying here. Like I'm not leaving my family. Some people can do it, but that's just not for me. So basically, I applied for community colleges. I don't have nothing against community colleges, and now that I've finished at a community college before, I really don't have nothing against it. Like when I have my kids, if I'm still in New York, instead of them going to like a 4-year, unless it's Ivy League and I got the bread or they got a full ride, I'm gonna tell them to go to community college first. Let's just get into that. When you go to community college in New York and get your associates, there's some programs where you can automatically transfer to senior college, and they take all your credits, and 2 years later you get a bachelor's degree. So that's basically what I did. I've always been interested in criminal justice since I was like, I don't even remember the age, but I know I was in the Explorers program. Like I've always been interested in law enforcement and anything to do with criminal justice. So I knew that was gonna be my path. I don't know whether it's police officer, whatever it is. When you tell people you're a criminal justice major, they automatically assume it's police officer. Newsflash, it's not just police officer. We have a whole justice system. So in order for you to infiltrate that, you have to educate yourself on what's out there. So criminal justice does not just mean police officer. Now that that's out of the way, you do 2 years there. Most of the people I know, we didn't finish in 2 years because life hits you hard after high school. So I'm 26 and I literally like just finished like last year, just to give you the gist of it. So you got to take breaks. Some people don't get financial aid. Like me, financial aid, hell no. They was like, no, because I started working, they told me my income mixed in with my mom's income was too much, so that was a dub. So me having to pay my tuition by myself, I took breaks. My work schedules were not working. I will tell you, in New York, these employers will not work with you. You will have a hard time, and basically you have to figure out which is more important, school or work. And some of the times for me, it went like this. It was like no balance. It was school here, work here, and then it was work all the way up here, and school was all the way down here. I went through being academically dismissed. My grades were slipping. I went through all of that. So finally, I finished junior college 2018. So now, I finished with an associate's in criminal justice. So now I go to senior college. I go to John Jay, College of Criminal Justice. I go there for 4 semesters, and then I receive my bachelor's. So at the end of this whole process, I'll have an associate's in criminal justice and a bachelor's in science in criminal justice. Unless like I decide to change my major or something, which I was gonna do, but I already have too much invested in to the criminal justice major. I was gonna do forensic psychology, but it's like starting over, and I don't like math. So that's that's basically that. So pretty much, would I suggest the criminal justice major to anyone? Of course I would. If you have a passion, like if you're a crime junkie like I am, like, and that's what you really like, do it, but make sure you have a backup plan. So like the plan I had first didn't work out, but I'm not gonna be the one to say, like, you know how you usually speak to older people and they'll tell you, well, I went to college for engineering, and now what are they doing? They're a math teacher. You get what I'm saying? Like, they're not in their field. I'm not willing to give that up. I'm not willing to go from criminal justice to nursing. Like, I'm gonna do what interests me because I'm all about happiness. Yes, I know happiness doesn't pay the bills, but if you're unhappy at your job, anything can happen to the point where like you just walk out of that job and be like, F the bills. Because I got to that point with a couple of jobs I had to, like, forget the bills. My sanity is more important. So with that being said, in my short 26 years, I've learned that no job is worth your sanity. So I'm gonna stick to my field. When I was in junior college, I took a corrections class. You have to take the regular general requirements, which is math, history, English, blah blah. Then you have to do political science, and you have to do it's a lot of political science. And what else? I took a policing course, of course. Of course, you have to take criminal law. And basically all aspects of the criminal justice system, you have to take those classes. So right now, because I transferred over to John Jay, I have a lot of electives to take, which I'm really, really happy about, because in junior college, they made me take most of the classes I would need for my bachelor's. So right now, I literally have, let's see, you need 120 credits to have a bachelor's, period. If you go to junior college, you need 60 credits to graduate. Most of those 60 credits are my main classes I need for my bachelor's. So I'm happy with that. Well, I think I have like 40 something electives to take. That's how real it is. So if you want to do that, then do it. One thing I will say is, like, if you have another interest and you want to be a police officer, because most people that do criminal justice want to be police officers. Someone told me this a long time ago and I didn't listen, and I wish I had, but I don't know. I'm not really regretting it, but I just wish I moved kind of differently. If you have other interests, just go for it. So if you like art, or you like English, you like literature, get your degree in that. If you like science, get your degree in that, because to become a police officer in New York City, you don't need to have a criminal justice degree. So if you're taking it, it's solely because you like the major. It's not because it's a requirement to become a police officer. All you need is 60 credits. It can be 60 credits in clownery. As long as it's accredited, you don't need a criminal justice degree. I continue with mine because I like the major. So that's the number one thing I want to tell any anyone in New York who wants to become a police officer, you don't have to take criminal justice. If you take it, it's because you're really interested in it. You can even take police science. A lot of people I know take police science, and people travel from I was shocked. People travel from like Sweden and Iran and all types of places to come to my school. I had no idea. I was just like, oh, I'm going to John Jay. I'm gonna get this bachelor's and get out. But it's really like a good school. I was having like a little bit of hard time transitioning, only because the school I was on just had a big campus. You just walked on, go to your classes or whatever. John Jay is like different. It's like Fort Knox over there. You need your ID to get in, and I have classes that are literally 2 blocks away from the school, and you get 10 minutes between each class. So you can imagine running from one class on the regular campus to another building in the morning. So you have to think about that too. And not only is that hard, I work full time. So I would say don't take any breaks like when you leave high school, because like now that I'm 26, this is to me this is the time like I should be traveling and enjoying life, and I'm just like stuck in a rut because I know I need money. I have bills to pay, I have car note, everything, and then I still have to, like, at any job I go to, I still have to say, well, I'm a college student, so I can't do this certain hours. And that's the biggest turnoff to, honestly, to some employers. Some employers call you solely on your age. So if I'm a little up in age, or if I'm a little bit older, I'm not 19, 20, 21, they'll expect me to have more of an open schedule and along with more experience. But that's not the case. And a lot of the times, the annoying part about it is I take daytime classes. People my age usually take evening classes, but my job, I have to work evenings. So I'm in class with like a lot of 18, 19-year-olds, and it's, I don't want to say annoying, but I don't have a bad attitude. Some of the stuff that's said is so childish sometimes, and it's like they don't know any better. But I just think next semester I'm gonna take evening classes. I forgot, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. I thought I was gonna be more organized, but this is like an on-the-fly thing. I had a list of careers for the criminal justice degree, because this video is also for people who are lost. They have the criminal justice, bachelor's degree, and they don't know what to do with it. Since I'm such like an advocate for picking the major and the degree you like, I look up criminal justice jobs all the time. So of course the #1 jobs: police officer, corrections officer, law enforcement, period, FBI, all that stuff. People understand that it's hard to get into those type of positions. So if none of those work out, you can go to the DA's office. All 5 boroughs, Staten Island, Queens. They're always hiring pre-trial services. You can be an analyst. They have different type of analysts, intelligence analysts, all type of stuff. You analyze surveillance and all that stuff for cases. You can become a professor, of course, a criminal justice professor, or whatever the case is. It's a lot. Like I wish I would have made the list. Okay, so I'm back with the list, the official list, because I was ODing trying to list stuff, making myself look bad. I was not making my point. So here we go. We have, they have, of course, FBI agent. You can become a private investigator. You can become a surveillance, I forgot what you call it, but you do surveillance in corporate buildings. You can do security. You can do court. You can be a court recorder. You can be all types of, like, The courthouse has a lot of jobs, like a lot. People don't delve into it because everybody wants to be a police officer. The thing is, it's really competitive in New York. So it's either you're gonna try here, get DQ'd, and do something else, or you can move. So I'm really like, I'll probably end up moving because New York is really expensive, and I love my city, but sis, it is too expensive over here. There are jobs within the police department that you can do. You can join the army. You can become a university police officer. You don't have a gun, but whatever. You can become a paralegal. You can become a lawyer. You can get involved in research, criminal justice research, crime analyst. You can do crime mapping, trial preparation. You can work in, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Safe Horizon, but that's like a center for like victims, either children or sexual assault victims or domestic violence victims or just crime victims, period. You reach out to them and see how they're doing and give them information and all that stuff. So you can become an intake specialist for like the Department of Correction and stuff like that. You can work for the Fortune Society. You can work for the Legal Aid Society. There's like so much stuff to do. You just have to work towards it. Pretty much, you could be I think I said surveillance investigator, a peer specialist, a youth justice advocate. I already said research analyst. You can work with fraud. Corporate security is like, people sleep on corporate security. Like, you don't have to be a security guard to work security. You can work for MSA with the canines and the bomb sniffing dogs. Like, everything is not just police, which is why I continued with my major instead of just like saying, police thing's not working out. So you could be a criminal justice specialist. It's just a whole bunch of different stuff. So I'm not discouraging anybody like a lot of people always do. Like, people were discouraging me about it, like, don't do criminal justice because you don't need that. But I'm like, but I like it. If you like something, it will make you money. You like it so much, it's your passion, you will make money from it. Don't listen to people that are saying, oh, this degree's dead, that degree doesn't make money. And I notice, like, I don't want to sound cliche, but a lot of black people always say that. Like, black parents, they be like, oh, this is not going to make you any money. Like, why are you doing this? Please don't listen to that. Pick what you want to do, because if my mom wanted me to be a nurse, if I became a nurse, I feel like I would be so unhappy because it's not what I want to do. Like, I'm not interested in that. I like tactical gear. I like law enforcement. I don't like guns, but you get what I'm saying. Like, that's my field. Like, that's what I'm interested in. And my school is full of people. So what does that tell you? Clearly somebody's making money from it if people keep going to school for it. It's just been an increase in people that want to be police officers. So honestly, if you want to do that, you have to either look into moving, or there's different departments in New York. There's not just NYPD, there's MTAPD, there's Suffolk County, there's PAPD, court officers, there's all types of, entities that nobody tells you about. Like, I had to learn this stuff on my own, and I did a lot of research, but sometimes I wish I had a little bit more guidance about like what to do and how to move. And like, my only regret is finishing my degree so late, but I don't regret what I went to school for. So if you want to become a criminal justice major, if you want a bachelor's, master's, PhD, or whatever in criminal justice, do that shit. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. See you in my next video. Peace.